To move to New York, though, today the woman known only as Jane was back on the witness stand describing her stormy 3-year relationship with Sean Diddy Combs. And her allegations have closely echoed Cassie Ventura's. Except this is different. She calls the freak-offs hotel nights. That was the way she referred to them, hotel nights. And there was no mention of violence in Jane's testimony until today. Today, she opened up about the violence. She described a, quote, very terrible day, one that she admits to starting. It was last June, she said, almost 1 year ago, after what she said was 3 years of forced sex with escorts for Diddy's amusement. She said Diddy came over for what she called a date night, and she confronted him about talking and taking another woman on a family vacation. And things got heated, she said. And when he bent down to tie his shoe, she pushed his head into a marble countertop. She described this in great detail. Pushed the head into the marble countertop, and then she says that she threw candles at him. And Diddy allegedly fought fire with fire. Shocking. She said he chased her into her bedroom, kicked down the door, then kicked down the bathroom door. So kicked down 2 doors to get to her. And then she said he kicked her and he put her into a chokehold. She said she ran outside. She hid outside for 2 hours because she was so scared. But she says that Diddy never left, and they fought again and again. She said punching each other until Diddy grabbed her by the hair and dragged her back inside. And then Jane said he invited an escort over and then forced her to take ecstasy so she'd be up for sex. So he beat her, forced her to take the ecstasy, then forced her to have sex with the escort. Today, she also testified that she was with Diddy the day CNN aired the surveillance video of him beating Cassie back in 2016. She said she consulted him on the apology video that he posted. Remember that selfie apology video where he said, "Oh no, I'm not a bad guy." Later, when she learned about Cassie's lawsuit, she said she fainted. She said it was, quote, like reading my own sexual trauma. Now, throughout her testimony, Jane has said that she felt pressured to keep having hotel nights. Remember, that's what she called the freak-offs, hotel nights with Diddy, and that each time she cut him off, he somehow lured her back. She testified that she continued to have hotel nights with Diddy right up until last August, a month before his arrest. A month before his arrest, he was still having the freak-offs, according to Jane. I want to bring in now NewsNation senior national correspondent Laura Engel. She was in court again today. This seemed like a very emotional day hearing from Jane. What was it like in the courtroom, Laura, as she shared her story, especially today because it got so violent?
It did get so violent. This is the first time that we had heard this from Jane. We had heard a lot about her relationship over the last few days of testimony, but this is when things took a turn. And we knew that this was coming because this was mentioned by prosecutors in opening statements that we were going to hear from Jane and about this one particular night. And it came today. This was really, really intense. And once she started talking about that night, you could feel everybody starting to pay even more attention. People are sitting up straight, really taking notes. Jurors paying extra close attention to listening to her. And I want you to imagine this really beautiful woman on the stand, and she talks very softly. And so as she's going through it, she's talking about it slow, and her voice kind of goes low, and you can feel her emotion coming through as she is talking about the tequila and the champagne and the hurt feelings. And then she confronts him over this family trip that he takes to Utah that she thinks is a family trip, but then she somehow gets the feeling that he has gone there with another woman. And then she confronts him, and that's when she says she takes his head and bashes it on this marble table. And I think everybody, and I was in the overflow room for this part, and this is where people can kind of murmur a little bit more, and people go, oh, like they're watching a movie, because you're thinking, oh my gosh, now you've really kicked the hornet's nest. And then we hear the story unfold of how she's throwing glasses and candles at him, and then she runs for the master bedroom. He goes after her. He kicks down one door. He kicks down another door. He gets her inside of the walk-in closet, and he grabs her, he beats her, he pulls her up by the neck, and she's dangling. Her feet are just barely touching the floor. And she actually mentions the word. She said, I called him a pedophile. And all of us were like, what? You called him a pedophile? And she called him a pedophile because the woman that she thought that Combs was with on the family trip in Utah was apparently young, between over 18. The prosecutor made sure we're not talking about a real pedophile. She said she was over 18, right? She said yes, but under 21. She said she wasn't even old enough to buy herself a drink. And that was what really infuriated her, the very thought that he was cheating on her, because she thought, here I've given the last 3 years of my life to this man, going through these hotel nights. I haven't been with my child as much as I've wanted to. I haven't been with my friends. I've been doing all of these things that make me feel cheap, and he's gone out with somebody else. So that's really where her resentment came out of her and how it escalated in this story, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, you put it perfectly. She kicked the hornet's nest. But it wasn't just her testimony today, Laura. There were dozens of text messages and even voice notes between her and Diddy, where you could hear Diddy's voice playing in court today. What stood out to you there?
You know, our team really honed in on a couple of different things, and there were a lot of text messages back and forth. And as we go through the testimony in this trial, you're hearing the witnesses being asked to read these text messages. So here we have Sean Combs pushed back again from the defense table. He's watching her and he's listening. He's listening to his own voice. And one of the text messages, they go back and forth, and Jane says, I don't want to do these hotel nights anymore. They make me feel cheap. I'm not a porn star. I'm not an animal. And then the responses coming back from Combs are very dismissive in nature, saying, you need to chill. You need to chill out. You need to take a deep breath. Those are some of the things that he wrote back. And then, of course, there was a phone call or a voice message that was recorded, and you could hear. So he's recording her talking about the video, and he's like, you wanted to do these hotel nights, right? And she's like, wait, is he recording me? And she can hear him scribbling on a notepad. And she realizes in that phone call that he's recording her and that he's taking notes. So we heard, I mean, talk about going behind the curtain relationship. That's where we went. Tomorrow, we're going to get into the cross-examination of this witness on the stand, Brian.
Yeah, I mean, it was just awful to listen to. Laura, we appreciate the update. We appreciate you being in court today and letting us know what happened. After each day of raw, emotional testimony, we are left to wonder, is any of it proving the charges Diddy actually faces? Because remember, a lot of this is just awful, but are they actually proving the federal charges here? Sex trafficking and racketeering, because that's what's going to matter at the end in terms of a conviction. I'm joined now by Maria Cruz Melendez, former federal prosecutor who handled multiple organized crime cases and secured the conviction of R. Kelly. Maria, welcome back to the show. We appreciate you being here. You heard Laura describing Jane's testimony. It lines up so closely with Cassie's. How important is that for prosecutors to sort of show the pattern here of the behavior?
I think it's extremely important, particularly where you're dealing with a situation where, although you have video and audio evidence, some of it boils down to he said, she said. You know, even if Combs is not taking the stand, there's this aspect of he said, she said. And so where you have multiple victims, including Mia and now Jane, talking about the violence, it provides not only corroboration of some of the information that Cassie testified to on the stand, but also it provides, as you just mentioned, this idea of this pattern that Combs engaged in order to coerce and otherwise threaten and force the victims into the conduct that he's been charged with.
And again, it's awful, Maria, but when we think about the specific charges, the sex trafficking, the racketeering, the enterprise part of this, do you think that the prosecution is making that point? Is that sinking in with the jury? Because sometimes I just wonder, are they getting hung up on all this emotional stuff?
Right. And I think that one of the things to remember, and you had mentioned earlier that this was the first we were hearing from Jane about violence, but the prosecution has to prove all the allegations they've made in their indictment. And some of the things that they've talked about in their indictment is not just physical coercion, but the effect of financial coercion. And so one of the important things that Jane testified to that the government is likely going to use on closing is the fact that he threatened more than once to cut her off in terms of her ability to pay rent and other financial means that he was giving to her. And so I think at the end of the day, it's sort of a chipping away process, or, you know, the reverse building a house of cards that the government is going to be able to use at the end of the day in order to argue that they met their burden.
Yeah, and you talk about money. I thought this was so interesting, Maria, that Jane said that she was paid $450,000 for what she called reimbursement for the relationship. How important is that? Is that sort of like the enterprise part of RICO? Is there a reason that prosecutors wanted her to hone in on that so much?
I mean, I think there are a couple of reasons to bring it up. One is that can be used by the prosecution, which is this pattern of Combs paying off victims so that they don't testify against him or reach out to law enforcement. And so this is a situation where he essentially said, I don't like loose ends, according to some of the testimony. And so let me pay you for whatever resentment you might have. So it's a way of guaranteeing that she wouldn't speak out to law enforcement, at least in his mind, according to the testimony. But I also think that the defense counsel could use this information. They could argue that she was simply looking for a payday, and when she learned about the civil lawsuit that Cassie Ventura had filed, that she was looking to also make money as well. And so defense counsel can use that information as well.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.